Dylan Clark, and I will be giving you the Week 9 Shots Fired Fantasy Football recap video. So a new thing in our league is if you score the lowest amount of points, or the Zach Centrella Liberty Award as we call it, you have to make a recap video for the week. So before I get into that, I just want to say thank you to all the managers who have done it in the previous weeks. Recap videos used to be a huge thing in our league. Pete Dorchek did a great job with them. I'm really happy in 2019 that we're bringing it back and we're incorporating that. The lowest point scorer has to do it. I'm just disappointed to see that some people are taking that $10 out and paying for someone else to do it. Just step up, hold yourself accountable for scoring the least amount of points. That's what I'm doing here. And without further ado, let's get right into it. We'll jump right into our first matchup of Tim Reynolds and Just Give Me the Centrella and Dylan Clark's Honolulu Gwangies. Dylan Clark's Honolulu Gwangies 5-3 coming into the week, really trying to make a playoff push in the 64 division. T.Y. Hilton and James Conner were both hurt, so he had to find replacements elsewhere. And Tim Reynolds also had Julio Jones on a bye, so it's kind of the superstars sitting out of this one. Dylan Clark's Honolulu Gwangies got a good performance from Melvin Gordon and Hopkins, but his best player, the Patriots defense, didn't really show up this week, only 3 points. Tim Reynolds got a great performance out of David Montgomery, and his kicker, Butker, also performed really well, getting 18 total points. And Reynolds takes it home 108-84. Next up, we have Alec Reno's Not For You and David Katz. He went to Bar A. He did go to Bar A. In a 5-3 matchup to see who would take over second place in the 66 division. So a big matchup between the two of them. David Katz had Jarvis Landry go off for 17 and DK Metcalf get him 27, only to be outdone by Alec Reno's receiving duo of Tyreek Hill getting 26.5 and Tyler Lockett getting 40.2 points. And Alec Reno takes the matchup 118.2 to 104.8 and also controls second place in the 66 division. Moving right along, the next matchup is between Anthony Minigrino and Mike Daly's team of About to Be in the League, 2-6, versus Adrian Scherer's Gettleman Sucks at 3-5. Pretty big matchup for teams with losing records. Adrian Scherer's team really trying to fight and remain in the playoff hunt, and the 2-6 About to Be in the League duo really trying to not take the SAT. I don't know which one of them would have to do it, or both of them. I'm assuming Minnie would end up doing it. But About to Be in the League had some great production out of their quarterback, Russell Wilson, 39.2 points, 5 touchdowns. And their keeper, George Kittle, doing what he's supposed to, getting them 20 solid points. But it was no match for Adrian's duo of his quarterback, Murray, with 2 touchdowns, his running back, Henry, with 2 touchdowns. And then just a solid performance from, key players like Jason Witten and Saquon Barkley, giving Gettleman Sucks the win 112.7 to 107.9. On to a matchup of maybe my favorite pitching and catching duo in all of baseball. Pete Dorchek's Karma's a Bitch takes on Danny Sullivan's Pepperoni Cowboys. With a name like Pepperoni Cowboys, you'd assume he's having a bad year, but honestly, at 4-4, a big matchup for him. The win here could really boost him up in the division. And he got a pretty solid performance out of his running backs. Dalvin Cook 15.6 and James White 16.4. Pete Dorchek was going to have to find some scoring elsewhere as Kamara had a bye and Mahomes is still hurt. Pittsburgh defense really stepped up for him, 19 points. And Kirk, you like that, Cousins with a solid 21.3. Petey really zooms it in there with a 127.5 to 104.5 win over Danny Sullivan's Pepperoni Cowboys. Next up, we have the Hi Christian Scherer, How Are You Doing matchup of the week between Christian Fazio, Under the Influence, and Christian Scherer's Math Experts. This actually ended up being the highest scoring matchup of the week. Christian Scherer came in at 6-2, had a great performance from Matt Stafford, almost 25 points. And then his workhorse, McCaffrey, his keeper, 37 points, 6 points, 3 touchdowns. Same kind of story, just a different week. Foz at 3-5. Had a good performance from his boy, Zach Ertz, an Eagle. And Jamison Crowder out of the Jets. Kind of a shocking performance. Caught a touchdown early. But unfortunately, Foz left 24 points from Preston Williams on the bench. Kind of an unexpected week from him, but definitely disappointing. Foz falls to 3-6. Christian Scherer up to 7-2. Still leading that 66 division. Last matchup of the week was Mitch Aliberti's Chillin' at the Galladay Inn, 3-5, versus Johnny Patty's Johnny Football at 5-3. Johnny Patty got great production out of his baby Bubba. Lamar Jackson, 28.6 points, beating the Patriots, one of the best defenses in the league. Pretty much doing everything he can for Johnny on both ends, fantasy and real football. Mike Evans going out there and getting 36 points doesn't hurt either, along with Patty's defense and his kicker. Special teams really shine for Patty getting 35 total points. Mitchell Alberti got a pretty solid day out of his namesake, Galladay. He had like 4 catches, 100-something yards, and a touchdown, getting around 23.2 points. And Philip Lindsay, another solid day, 15.2 points, but it just wasn't enough for Johnny Patty. Scored 162 points. Wins another $10 in his pocket for having the most points in the league that week. 162 to 103.5. Johnny Patty gets the win over Mitch. That concludes all the matchups for this week. Before I sign off, I'd like to just introduce a new segment, I think. It's an old Monday night segment called...
All right, your turn, Tom. Will those guys get jacked up when they run?
Somebody's going to get jacked up from those guys that are going to be racing those sausages. But let's get the jacked up number.
First one, Clark's Jacoby Brisket, 2.8 points. His opposing player, Reynolds, is Dak Prescott, 21.5. Jacoby Brisket
tells you that he got jacked up.
You just got jacked up. Another one, Adrian Scherer's Derrick Henry, 24.9 points against Mark Walton, 7.1 points. Mark Walton
tells you that he got jacked up.
You just got jacked up. C. Christian Scherer, McCaffrey, 37.6 or something like that, versus Foz's Nick Chubb, 13.1.
Tells you that he got jacked up.
You just got jacked up, Nick Chubb. And finally, Johnny Patty's Dallas defense, 19 points against Mitchell's Seattle defense, 0 points. Seattle defense
tells you that he got jacked up.
You just got jacked up. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the video, and good luck to all managers in Week 10.
New Patek on my wrist, yeah. White diamond and them shits in pink, yeah. Got coin to go get a mink.